Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Wormmon! Very well then.
And now, the conclusion.
So they're at like this bird thing statue, and then a hologram of the bird thing shows up with the feather floating there. And I think it's like a recorded message telling them about a war between the Dark Digimon and the Light Digimon. And the Dark Digimon kept disturbing the balance, which is why this war happened, because they were supposed to be a balance. And then those motherfuckers came to the wrong hood, and they kept doing it. I think I said that. And so they fought, and the good king of the Digimon of Light, I think, died so that they would win. But the good guys win, but then they knew that the bad guys would show up again, and so they like kind of gave their power out or something in the form of Digivices for humans to use. They don't really go on to explain why the humans were chosen or how they even knew about humans, because like the net world allows the connection between their world and the real world to exist. Because originally I thought the digital world existed because of the net. But no, the net is just like a bridge. Our internet that Al Gore invented allows us to meet Digimon. So write him a thank you letter. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. But anyway, this bird thing that was Owlmon's original megaform goes on to explain that there were warriors in this war with the dark. Is that where the word comes from? And those warriors were the Digidestined Digimon. And it was kind of a funny moment where Biyomon and Agumon are crying as like the bird thing is explaining its death. And they don't know why, because they don't remember. But the bird thing goes on to say that like the children were chosen and the light was given to them, which is the Digivices, and the warriors' souls would be set out to be reborn. And they would have to learn and acquire power and fight, and that is the way of the Digimon. And evolution is set, but they're going to go beyond it. And then it shows like Omnimon, and then that's when Agumon's like, I don't remember becoming that white Digimon. Because Tai's like, hey, it's that white Digimon you were, and Agumon's like, what? Did I miss anything? I've barely been following this extensive bullshit list I made. I'm just like fucking rambling. Is this even a review? I just recap a bunch and then I end up having to do like 5 different parts. Actually, I think that was episode 4. Because episode 5 is like when Ogremon shows up. I don't know. It's all a blur. I watched a bunch at once. But then Ogremon shows up, and he's riding like this dragon Digimon that's actually like, supposed to be a good boy, and there's a bunch of other dragon Digimon that are like an alternate evolution to him, which is not really relevant to any of this. And then, while this is happening, Izzy is inside the Waymon that ate them with Tentomon, and a bunch of Tylomon attack, which I think are like one of the armor evolutions for one of the Season 2 guys. So, there's dark forces attacking the Digidestined, and a bunch of Dokugumon like spin web and trap people in the temple at the Rainbow Mountain. Be more confusing already is words. And Izzy and Tentomon tickle Waymon's uvula, and he blows them out of his blowhole. And then Tentomon evolves because he's trying to fight off all these Tylomon, and he's like, I won't let anybody hurt you, and they reach out to each other. They actually do. That I remember for sure, because it's the most recent, and my memory works at least well enough for that. And Kabuterimon shows up, and he fucks them all up, and they notice this Digimon they aptly named Sound Birdmon, because it controls all these Tylomon with sound. And then he fucking electroshockers him, but it's more of like a big death beam, and it kills this jerk, and all the Tylomon like leave. And they're like, hey, let's go catch up with the other jerks. And then meanwhile, the good guys at the Celestial Temple place, Birdramon busts through the webbing because they're like, fuck, there's like 20 Dokugumon. We're not gonna be able to fight that. Greymon could barely wrestle with an armored whale Digimon that was the same level as him. They didn't say that. I'm saying that. Greymon's a bitch. Don't at me. Just kidding, I like him. Let me see. I'm more of a Vmon guy, okay. This is why my videos are so fucking long. Am I done yet? I better. It's gonna do a thing. Is there more shit on the lens? I can see it right there. Can't see that spot. Too lazy to clean it. Be quicker than this, idiot! Finish it. It's not Palpy. That's Green Goblin. Right. Bergamon blusts through the web, and then Agumon, Tai, and Sora jump off for some reason. Like down where there's more Dokugumon, I guess. And then Greymon evolved, shows up, and fucking starts blasting people, and then all those Dragon Digimon are like out there around the mountain. So Tai's like, well, fuck, let's go. So they leave, and the recording bird thing actually had shielded them earlier because the Dokugumon started like lasering them, and then told them go to Cloud Continent and find the Angel Warriors that will help you. The fuck was that? I'm guessing it's like Seraphimon in them because his statue was in there. He's one of my favorites because Paimon for life. And Wormmon. So yeah, that's pretty much where the series leaves off. Also, every time I say that's the end of it, there's some shit I forgot. Mimi and Palmon like make a appearance. They make appearance because Palmon's head like shoots off because I guess they noticed the fight on the mountain. And then she like reports to Mimi to like talk to her because I guess she was in a tree or something. And Mimi's already got her Digivice, so she's kind of like Matt in that she's in the world, and I think she knows what's going on. I don't know. Those two should hook up so that Tai and Sora can be a couple, because that never got to happen, I guess, in the original continuity. Maybe it will in this one. I don't even fucking care. Just bring Digimon and make them fight. Why'd I bring it up? So that's up to episode 5. So far, I like the series. I don't know if I really meant to like recap all that for so long. But I mean, that was 4 episodes, and it was a lot to go through. Maybe I will just recap the whole series in future episodes, but probably get the finer points that are not so much. I can't talk. Maybe it's because I'm on this morning schedule now. My brain can't catch up. Or I'm just out of practice because I barely make these. But no, I do like the series so far. The animation did kind of go back to like original Digimon Adventure standards. It's a lot of PNGs floating around like I referenced before. I know like they tried to change the style in Digimon Savers or Data Squad. I don't know why I was so condescending about that. I just kind of hated the Disney branding of that season. Like the song and shit. But that animation was kind of ass too. They changed the style, but not so much the production quality. And then with X-Cross Wars, both seasons of that, it kind of just went back to the original animation, which I love. Don't change my Digimon, fuckers. And then obviously Try was more mainstream animation, which was just weird and I guess more fluid, but still cheap at times, because anime is always kind of done that. But this series is sort of going back to it. Just PNGs floating around everywhere, shooting special effects at each other. Also, there is more that I forgot. Devimon shows up, and he looks cool as fuck. He's probably gonna be one of my thumbnails. He's doing like this sinister smile, and you can barely see him, and he's like communicating to Ogremon through one of those sound Birdmon things. That's like probably controlling all the dragons, because they're using good Digimon to attack the Digidestin. But yeah, Devimon is there again, so I'm glad that's a thing that's happening once more. I'm kind of hoping they don't lean too much into this darkness versus light thing. They did that a lot in Digimon Season 4, but they still balanced it well. There's still a lot of adventure and stuff, and I'm hoping that's the case in this season. And I don't mind Seraphimon showing up. But then what the fuck is Patamon gonna digivolve into? That's his Mega Form. Like always. He doesn't even... I guess he does have alternate Mega Forms. Like Marine Angemon. Wait, no, that was supposedly Gomamon's for a long time. I wonder what Gomamon's is gonna be. I didn't see Vikimon in like the silhouettes of the warriors in the Great War.